You'll notice starting at yellow belt, we have bag kicking. Now, bag kicking is different for each test as far as what type of kick, such as stationary back kick, stepping back kick, spinning back kick, step spinning back kick. So it changes depending on how many techniques you know upon the level. There's also the variations in terms of power, traditional, and speed versions. However, the set pattern is the same. The reason why we put it into a pattern is when you get up to higher levels, especially black belt, which is very exhausting, what ends up happening, people are sitting there going, oh, what kick is next? What kick is next? You know, they're relying on the partner to count. It just looks much more streamlined. It's more efficient if you just know the pattern cold. So that's why we started at yellow belt. You work it all the way up to black belt. So black belt, you can just kick, kick, kick. Looks very impressive. Partner doesn't have to move. They can just hold that pad tight and it's good. So the pattern is the same. The footwork changes a little bit, but the pattern is the same across everything. It's always right foot first for each kick, however many kicks you're going to do, then the left leg, and then when you switch kicks, it goes back to right leg. So that's the easiest way to remember. So it's always right leg of any given kick first, similar to blocking set drill. So for first kick, of course, everyone can see on the bag kicking, it's your basic kicks. Front thrust, side thrust, back kick, round kick. So for front kick, I'll do it a little higher to make sure the camera can see everything. So right leg back in Kumite, guard up, and I'm just going to do one of each kick so you get the right idea, but it can be however many the judges deem necessary. So I'm here, so I do my front thrust kick, I make sure to land back, then switch. All right? I don't want to kick, here, shuffle around, it looks sloppy. All right? So I kick, land, switch. Kick, now here, I can transition right into the side kick. Boom, land here. If it's, you know, a rear cross, land horse stance. If it's stationary, I just land in my yoi. Okay? So I'm here, the guard stays up, side kick, switch, side kick. Now, if I'm doing back kick, right? If it's a spinning back kick, of course, I'll land in the side horse. If it's stationary, I'll land here. All right, same thing. Right leg back kick first, left leg back kick first. Now, round kick's a little tricky. The partner's going to stay there. All right? So when I land with my back kick, all right, I land to the side of that. So if I take this pad here real quick, just so everyone has an idea. So I do my back kick, I land to the side of the pad. That way my partner doesn't have to move at all. Right? And then I can, you know, do a lead leg round kick or my rear leg round kick. Doesn't matter, but I step to the side. And then the same thing. I do my kicks, however many there's going to be. I'll make a decent kick. Right? And I land. So now I'm on the other side. And then decent kick. And then I face my partner with yoi. That's the base pattern no matter what variation you're doing. What you want to do is you want to train it to the point where, one, you don't have to think about it, but two, that you don't have any downtime. Because what happens when you get tired of bag kicking, and one reason why it tends to look weak, is of course you're tired. So they kick, and then, boom. You're getting those, what we call cheat breaths in there. And while breathing is important, cheat breaths distract from it. Okay? It doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's one of the things I always hammer home because it was something that was very criticized very heavily on my test, is like flying kicks. You run, you jump, you land, you run back, you get here, and then you run again. The judges hate seeing that. So how we train it for a flying kick, you know, which is not bag kicking, by the way, I'm just giving it as an example, is you would run, bag kick, land and guard looking at them, get your breath there, and then as soon as you'll hear it, immediately take off after the bag again. Same thing with bag kicking. Again, it doesn't matter what bag, power, or speed, or you're just doing it from a technical precision. You are looking at making sure that I kick, I land, I immediately switch and start kicking again. Now obviously your speed, it varies depending on your rank. If it's yellow belt, I'm just looking for really good technique that you're hitting with the proper foot position. It can be slower. But slow and break and having micro breaks are two different things. Alright? Kicking slow, making sure everything is right, switching, versus kicking, pausing, or jumping, pausing, then kicking. That's different. There are no breaks in this. Boom, 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 regardless of the speed. As far as bag kicking overall, we're looking for control of your distance. Power, speed, that raises as your level goes up. The main thing is that you're not hitting it in here, you're not reaching for it, you're hitting that sweet spot, which is making contact about when your leg is here. So the extension occurs through the bag, regardless of what kick it's going to be. And then of course, power. So when you get higher rank, you might start watching somebody when you kick. Like you hit them, boom, right? Again, if you have control of your distance, if I do a front kick and they move back instead of landing backward my kick and waiting for them to come closer, I'm just going to land forward and I will walk them down the route. So it would be like kick, land, Chances are, if you have a good bag holding partner, you're not going to move them that well, even if you have a really powerful kick, unless you're just pushing them, which we don't want to do, but that's a topic for another time. So again, control your distance, but understand that when I get to that last kick, which would be my left leg, I'm still going to land here, all right? If you want extra points now, this is more advanced, but let's say, for example, of course, when we line this up, the judge is to your side. You don't want them directly behind you or directly on you. So remember that. Always line up so the judge is at one of your sides when you're kicking. So if I do it to the camera, let's say, I don't know if you can see it there or not, but the heavy bag's right there. I'm walking someone along, boom, boom, right from here, right, and they're out of room. So I move, I tap the partner by the pad, my corner here, quick. I can command my partner. And partners, you should know your role well enough that you just, okay, I'm out of room, boom, right where to go. Then I do my side kicks, right? Obviously, depending on the side kick, it's most likely to be a rear crossover. I would do, 2, switch, 2, and then from there. That's getting really advanced. It's something we'll practice. So, just a quick review. Right foot first, front kick, land in the stance, switch, land, kick, land, side kick, right? If you're doing a shuffle or whatever, side kick, again, land it, switch, right? Do whatever footwork you need to, side kick, land it. If you're stationary, or here if you're doing a spinning back kick, or arguably, it actually be over here if I was doing a step spinning back kick. Either way, right leg first, back kick, switch, back kick. Don't do what I just did, right? I lost my balance. Kick, all right? Land here. So you are facing the pad, all right? If you're doing the lead leg or chest to go safety through, like either way, to the side of your opponent. Kick. When I do my last one, all right, retract, land over here, or take the other step. So even though the footwork is going to change, right foot first, then left foot. Always start with the right, always finish on the left, even if you are alternating. And if you do alternate, please make sure kicks are equally powerful. You can't alternate on one foot and then walk on the other foot. Okay? Make sure it's the same. Get to work.